In what is a relatively dry area near Lusaka, Palmview Nursery has created an oasis in their propagation center. In this video, Maggie shares some of the challenges they face and shows us what eco-friendly practices they have put in place, proving that eco-friendly practices can thrive even in the world of commercial horticulture.
We came here in 2010. We came here, we bought the land in 2009.
Yeah. And started with the intention of developing the nursery here.
Yeah, so we wanted to develop the nursery here. We were, at that stage, they were grading the road, and we just thought it would be so nice to have this deck and this office and trade from here and have people come out. But it never materialized because the road was never finished.
Yeah.
The road was never finished. But when they graded the road, we asked them to put all the topsoil to one side, and they kindly did that. There was a company from India grading, they had the contract. So they put all the topsoil on one side, and we collected that topsoil, which we're using till today. And then we collected stones, which we did our office with, and our roads, yeah.
Try and make use of those materials that would have just been pushed to the side,
yeah.
and incorporated into the fabric of the nursery here.
Yeah.
When they bought the land, many of the original trees had been cut down for charcoal, leaving large areas bare and exposed to the elements.
Yeah, there's just no trees. They've left the acacias, and occasionally you'll see one big tree where they were sitting underneath and cooking. This whole gully was full of charcoal. We collected charcoal and charcoal and charcoal.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you were not with us then.
And they'll leave the acacia polyacantha because they're not useful for making charcoal. It's not a
so
good
there's
wood
one
for it,
beautiful tree down there, there's one here, and there's one in the palm park, that's all. And the rest is just regenerating now. There was no trees here at all.
Yeah.
All cut.
But the beauty of our woodland systems here is when you stop cutting, everything shoots back because it's still in the ground from the roots.
Yeah.
You know, so one thing I love about our systems is that they naturally recover if you just leave it alone.
Yeah, they do actually. Yeah. So our biggest difficulty was water in the beginning when we first started. We drilled 14 boreholes here, but we've got 3 that are good. We've got 3 that are good, that are working and they're giving us water. One borehole we went 120 meters. That's the one that we're getting water from now. Yeah. So after we found a lot of dry boreholes, we went back to that one and we went down because they'd put the casing in and we got water from there. Yeah. We've got an environmentally friendly roof. Would you like to see it on that side? Come, we'll show it to you. Yeah, so this is an environmentally friendly roof. So they're saying now that they're going to ask, because of Cape Town had that terrible drought, they're saying now that they're going to, new buildings are going to come up, are all going to have environmentally friendly roofs of some sort, and they're going to harvest the rainwater. Yeah. So the water flows from there, and I can't tell you the force of that comes through there. It comes like this, and it comes down here, and it goes. So we're thinking eventually we're going to build an underground water tank, but it is just so expensive. It's just as expensive as building a house, you know, a small office like this. So, but we're ready for it, you know, in case we get a drought, in case we run out of water, in case of anything, we're ready and we will do it. We had a disaster with that one because we forgot to clean. Yeah. We forgot to clean it, and all the leaves that collected over the 9 months or it's 8 months, whatever it's without. How many months does it not rain? 7 to 8
months usually.
7, 8 months, yeah, to rain. And it rained, we had a heavy rain, and the whole roof collapsed. The whole roof collapsed. We had to redo
that's an expensive mistake.
That was a very expensive mistake. So it's good to talk about your mistakes, not just your successes. So we leave everything, we don't clear, we leave the bush, we try not to interfere with the bush. You know, we let the creepers go where they want to go.
Well, what I think you might find too, if this is allowed to run off for the next little while, is you'll find some of these trees getting quite big quite quickly.
Yeah,
if they
they
get
are.
Extra water
we've got no trees. They've cut.
I think, you know, doing rainwater harvesting is definitely something we're going to have to be talking about going forward.
Yeah.
Because of the fact of groundwater resources are not going to last forever.
Exactly, yeah.
But on top of that, there's going to have to be that discussion also on water, more water.
Wise planting,
efficient use.
More efficient use. We mulch everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing the group.
So, that's why we're consolidating all our plants now. We're putting all our plants in one area, so that when we water, there's a microclimate between them, and they give each other humidity and rain. And if you look at all our plants, you will not see any soil.
Bare
all
soil.
Covered. You'll never see any bare soil. Look at that there as well. There's no bare soil anywhere in our nursery. Everything is covered to conserve water.
Yeah.
And this is the only part that we have, you know,
that's
grass, and then also, because children like to roll down the hill, you know, it's so nice for them when they come here. They roll down the hill, and it also keeps the place cool. So these 1, 2, we've only got 4 places. We've got 1, 2, 3, and the palm park 4, and a small bit in the entrance. So we tried not to grow too much grass. And if the worst comes to the worst, I will remove the grass, and I will just put. We're starting to grow a grass that we call it a Dubai grass. A friend brought it, and you can even stand on it, and it's a succulent. And
really?
it looks like a lawn. It's really, they're using it in Dubai. Yeah.
I suppose if anybody needs to save on water usage there, Dubai is
I'm going to ask them to bring one, and we're growing a lot of it.
Yeah.
We're growing a lot of it, and we said if the worst comes to the worst, we will remove, which we're going to do one day, remove all our lawn.
It's going to get to that point.
And then we're going to plant that, and then that'll keep the soil down, keep the area cool, and it's water-wise. I'm going to ask them to bring one.
Fortunately, the late Mike Bingham recommended that they maintain as many indigenous trees as possible to protect the new plants.
So from the propagation center, they come down here for a spell.
And then from here they go up to
number one.
The number ones when they're ready to go to the outlet. They're ready for sale. Yeah. And that's why we're so spread out, because we didn't want to cut trees. So we've put 2 shades there and 1 shade here. I mean, 1 shade up and 2 here, and the rest we just grow under the trees, you know.
And do you find here, is there a microclimate at this lower area?
It is,
So slightly warmer here, even into the winter time.
It's cooler in the summer, and it's warmer in the winter. Because in the summer, in October, if you come here, it's like walking into an air-conditioned area.
Oh,
it's
nice.
so it's so cool and beautiful. Yeah.
The center has a very steep slope, and so they chose to develop the nursery around nature, paying attention to the natural contours of the land.
This was a waterway. So as you can see, it's a gully, and this was a waterway. So before we put our shades up here, I asked my staff who've been here for a long time, you know, does the water run through here? They said, no. And this was during the drought. You know, we'd had that long drought, 5-6 years. They said, no, water does not run through here at all. There's no problem. And so I said, are you sure if we put our shade houses here, it won't be a problem? They said, no problem. So we built our shade houses, and then about three years ago, when we had that, or was it 4 years ago, when we had our first good rainy season, when we had our first good rainy season, we had a flash flood that came all the way from there. Water came all the way right through here, and it just took all our plants with it and went right to our borders. That was the force of the water. So what happened is my husband got a I call him a water engineer. He came and we said, now we can't move the shade houses. So what we'll do is we'll redirect the water. So we redirected the water, which we'll show you, and it goes that way now and that way. But I leave this especially to show people when they come that, you know, you've got to do your homework really well, and you can't interfere with nature. You know,
nature will bulldoze you away.
We got bulldozed completely, you know, by nature completely, and it went right through. So we eventually now we're going to close this up eventually. I was just waiting for you to show it to you, and then we can walk on it, because now the water is redirected, you know, and not coming through the gully anymore.
Yeah.
But it still flows, and it flows with the force.
Yeah, because
Big force.
you're definitely going to have it draining from all sides effectively and building in here.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to cement it, and we're going to put a grill on the top so we can walk over it.
Yeah.
And
Here
this is
we are
another
in shade house number 2?
Number 2. This is
Number
shade
2.
house number 2. This is shade house number 2. And this is our bamboos here that we're growing. And we had a big, this is what happens when you're environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
You know, you can't use chemicals and that. So it's the survival of the fittest. And we left this just to show you, you know, today that, so we've graded them and we've put the healthier ones here, and we're going to start using copper oxychloride. We've got a lot of black spot. Bamboo palms are very susceptible to black spot, but they're slowly getting better. You can see they're getting green ones. But this is how bad the infestation can be. So we left this especially to show you that, you know, it's very difficult and tempting to use chemicals. Very difficult and tempting.
Do you then cull some of them? The ones that are the worst affected,
when they're really, we look at them and then we just take them out. Like that one, all of those, and we take them to a place where we call sick bay, and we keep them there. But
They manage to keep their lawn healthy by using an easily available natural resource.
So we leave all the leaves on the lawn. We leave most of the leaves on the lawn, and then you've got to have quite a big lawnmower. And then we've left more than normal to show it, so that when Jonathan films, they can be seen.
Yeah.
But there shouldn't be so many. So this is the proper way to do it, like that, and then you mow.
Mowing and mulching them into the...
It grows and mows and mulches into the ground.
Yeah.
So we do that as well. And then in the bush, we'll show you pictures more. We also leave our leaves in the bush. We don't collect our leaves from the bush. We collect them from the driveways and walkways and there. And that's what we use for our vegetable garden.
Yeah, helping the leaves get reincorporated into the soil and building the soil and soil health.
Yeah.
They have made use of the dry leaves and other organic matter to create compost and mulch, building up a healthy layer of topsoil.
So here's this is for our vegetable garden.
Okay.
And this is just leaves.
So you're just basically making leaf mold
here. So this is the other matter that we use, Jonathan. If you look behind you, we collect everything. We don't throw anything away.
Banana leaves.
Yeah, we use all of that in our compost. Everything that as a dry matter.
Yeah.
Everything, and we collect them and keep them in beds. We're very good like that.
How long would the leaves take here?
Too long. Too long. That's why now this year we're introducing EM and molasses, because Joseph from Majoro told me to use that. It helps biodegrade faster. So we're using that now, and I saw the result. It is faster. We've already harvested, 2 loads, bags and bags of compost already, and we've put it in a cool place, and we've got it all ready, and we're going to be doing new ones now. And we've got 3 of these pits like this, 4. Got 4, 1, 2 there, 3, and this one 4. We've got 4 pits. That we use, and we need more.
That's the one thing, you can never create enough compost.
No, you can't.
It just doesn't exist that way.
Yeah.
Another reason to conserve as much of the natural biodiversity as possible in woodland areas is that there are certain species that only thrive under those very specific conditions.
I wanted to show you something so special. There's our very own pink indigenous jacaranda there.
Yeah, it's a good sized tree.
Yeah. And there's another one there. We've got 18 of them on the property.
So this is the flowers. I think it is the same family as the usual purple jacaranda.
I think so. This is the indigenous one.
Yeah.
There's no other one. You're supposed to pick them up in the morning. There's the
Yeah,
best
no,
one.
it's getting too warm now. But the bark is also quite a feature
Very.
on this tree.
If you look at our Facebook page, you'll see beautiful pictures
Yeah.
of this one as well.
Yeah.
And then people struggle to grow them.
Yeah.
People struggle
Well,
to grow them.
you know, it's one of the things that I've come to understand is that some of our miombo trees are not, you know, they just don't react well to cultivation.
No, they
Then-
don't. They don't. This one doesn't. It's a very difficult one. I would like to see people, I know I grow palms, I would like to see people plant more trees. I'd like to see people plant more trees for the environment. And you know, when we plant trees, Nico, we don't plant for ourselves. We also plant for the next generation. We plant for the next generation as well when you plant a tree.